Hey Teeny, how's it going? Yeah, it's alright. Getting started a little earlier today, I guess. Well, I try to get started around 1:30. Usually ends up being closer to 2. But I had a little less going on today. This is your first week back in classes and everything for your master's program? I don't know how. I mean, I know different places do master's programs differently, so some of them they don't necessarily have classes as much as like, you know, advisors and stuff like that. But you also don't have to, you know, provide deets on your school situation. Yeah, just wondering, just making sure you're doing well. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I hear ya. I dodged that bullet by dropping out of grad school. That's how you get out of writing that thesis, is you drop out. No, I mean, I really did do that, but it's a joke, obviously. My hair's annoying me. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's rough, man. I feel ya. I've been a broke college student, a broke graduate student, and a broke person in general in my life. So, you know, I also got my degrees in like philosophy, so, you know, didn't exactly help with the whole making money thing. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sorry, dude. I feel like my face isn't as lit up as it usually is. Maybe it's because I'm doing this overhead light, but I swear I tested it out and it wasn't that much of a difference. I mean, I don't need it to be, you know, pro streamer bright. I have 8 lights in my face on every side, but it just feels a little bit darker. I'm gonna try turning off the backlight and see what happens. No difference. Alright, I like the light on better than if there's no difference. These are the important things we have to figure out before we, you know, write code. Can't write code unless your lighting is right. Maybe there is a slight difference. Maybe it is a little bit brighter without the light on, but I'm not going to get back up. So it is what it is. Okay, I think we can take off the starting soon. Oh crap, I forgot to test my keyboard shortcuts before I got started. Okay, good. Whew. Yeah, I think it's partly just sunnier today than it has been. The bright window, I mean, it's almost like clearly my face is so dark because of how bright the window is. But I think it's a little bit brighter than usual because I've been streaming later. Yeah. You know, haven't worried about getting a curtain, or I mean, a curtain would probably do a lot and keep me from blinding myself, which as an autistic person, I think that would probably dysregulate me a lot to have like lights shining in my face for hours a day. So that's why I've been trying to not do that. I'm gonna see if the blinds are... No, I'm gonna stop worrying about it. It's fine. It's fine for now. Okay. I'm done with it. Lighting is just what it is. Okay. All right. We're getting there. Okay, so I don't think I ever actually updated my my thing. Stream info. Oh, it's actually close enough. We actually finished our iter for RingBuffer. I just didn't do it for linked lists. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that yet. We're just gonna say implementing iter and friends. Okay. We're just gonna go with 6.5 and we're good. This is a big day for streaming. I noticed that. There are a lot of people streaming right now. Pretty crazy. Like, people I don't see stream very often either. So, you know, it's interesting. You got that small streamer, that small gen streamer streaming right now. You've got, you know, you've got hot girl streamer. I'm just saying that because that's what her title is right now, ending with Ali. Trash Puppy, I just recently followed her. She seems kind of cool. She's, you know, like learning to code and stuff. I found her through Twitter, actually, just because I was talking to Tech-Savvy Travie on Twitter, and then she commented on one of his things. But yeah, interesting. Twitter's going okay. It's going okay. I haven't done anything too crazy yet in the Twitterverse. Let's see. We'll just go right to my profile. See, this is my current Twitter trick. Is I don't actually ever go to twitter.com. I don't click home. I've done it a couple times on accident, and then I just exit the tab really quickly. I start at my profile. I check my notifications to see who's interacted with me, and then I click on their profiles. I basically am using Twitter like a complete boomer in that sense. I'm just like, let's find out what Trav is doing today. And then I go to his profile. Yeah, so that's how I'm using Twitter, and it's mostly going okay. It hasn't consumed very much. So yeah, good times. That has been my way of using Twitter without being really mad about it. It's a really good idea, actually. Like, that it just forwards it. That's a good idea. I'm sure there's an extension I could configure to do that really easily. I'm pretty happy with my profile homepage, though. I think it's turned out to be kind of cool. I kind of like it. The picture that started out as the credibility meme has ended up being pretty useful for all the things, so that's been cool. Anyway, enough about me. Let's code and have me talk for however long I feel like streaming. That's not about me at all. Okay. Yeah, Teeny. See ya. Have a good one. Oh, yeah. I get it. I get it now. No, it took me a second. Well, my time's over, so you might as well leave. Just JK kidding. Yeah, nice. Sometimes I'm a little slow. Okay, so I did a couple things that I thought I'd just go over real quick. Off stream, I think I did them off stream. I don't even remember. Who even knows what life is on stream or off stream at this point? I did just remember I didn't exit some work buffers, so let me do that real quick. You will see file names, but that is all. Yes. Oh no. This really crazy stuff you saw in the name of 4 work files. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So I was kind of interested in looking at like when we were doing the moving between threads thing the other day, where we were just trying moving things between threads, what I just said, but we were just trying with the different data structures that we've made. And of course it didn't work with our double linked list because it's using an RC. We were happy about that. Other things that just kind of worked with our stack, we implemented, you know, send and sync. I mean, it's essentially just a marker saying, yeah, this is fine. Nice. I need to just close this frame of Emacs, otherwise it's going to screw everything up. There we go. At least it wasn't a work file this time. Yeah, so one of the things I was interested in, because I remember reading about it, is that in general you don't actually have to do the impls of send and sync. It just kind of figures it out for you. But I think where that's not true would be where we have kind of like these unsafe structures. And I think partly also what this says is, let me think about this. No, I'm not going to say that because I don't think that part's true. But anyway, my point is, with that huge introduction, is that originally for our regular linked lists, I had actually done the same thing of copying those 2 lines for impl send and sync, and I deleted those and tested it out, and it works completely fine. So just like a little learning there. That's really all that was. So cool. Good times. What is this? This is double linked list. No, I meant to go to my RingBuffer. Okay. So last time for our RingBuffer. Okay. Nice. For our RingBuffer, we implemented an iterator. And that was cool. Learned a lot about that. It's the first iterator I've implemented by hand. It was not the worst thing ever. We tested that out. It all worked. Yay, iterators. I went through like 8 different ways of I don't think you're here for this, Teeny, because I think you had to drop or whatever. But maybe you were, I can't remember. But I kept like being like, yeah, so we can do this cool thing with an iter, and then I would be like iter.rev, and then it'd be like, that's not actually not gonna work because you don't have double-ended iterator. And I was like, oh shit. And so I did that like 4 times with different things before I finally found methods on iterator that didn't require me to implement yet another trait. So it was really good times. It was definitely It was definitely like, gosh, yeah, it was silly. I was like, oh, look at these great examples, and then this is what I ended up with. We still do have an nth, which is pretty cool. I mean, of course, we already had our index access, but you know, still, iter's nth, very cool. And you know, fold, map, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, good times. It's not much to make it double-sided, so it's something I thought about doing today. Is we could do double-sided iterator, and then there was something else I was interested in doing. Let's see. It wasn't index. I think I have to look at the vec docs to remember what it is. The other thing I was thinking of doing, because I probably need to dedicate a whole stream to it, is an iterator on linked list, which would be quite the undertaking, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, so we know we had deref, that's the hold to slice thing. We can't do that for our RingBuffer. Okay, trait implementations. As ref, borrow, mute, clone, debug, default, deref mute. Do you have to throw a stop iteration exception like in Py? Yeah. Oh man. I was watching a bad cop write some Python last night, I guess it was, and just reminded me why I don't like Python. Sorry everyone. I mean, obviously, if you're doing some data science stuff or whatever, you probably should just be using Python. But again, as far as general purpose development, not what I would choose, surprisingly. Okay, so we have drop we've already done. We can't do derefs because that doesn't work on RingBuffers. There's a lot of from implementations. Not worried about that. Hash, index I, index mute. Those are the ones we've done. We've done index and index mute. I don't really care about the special iterators right now. Not really worried about, like, eek should just work if I really wanted it to. Okay, I guess for some reason I thought there was something else that I wanted to do that was on vec, but I'm not seeing it. So obviously I'm wrong. It's possible that it was just the debug, like learning how to use debugs more specially. So that might have been it. Oh man, that's insane. It's just like everything's an exception. Like, it's like the opposite of like the, you know, return errors as values, right? It's like values as exceptions. I mean, I understand it's like a control flow thing, but yeah, that's insane. Oh, I think that was all it was, is I was thinking of moving some of the unsafe stuff that was inside of the index and index mute into the actual implementation and out of the trait implementations, just to make that a little bit nicer. But hey, nice. I was wondering when I would finally actually need somebody to do that. I added a counter. I thought it would, Engineer said I should add a counter, and I agree with him, so. And it would be, of course, like, probably most correct to just leave your username on there, but it is a wild card of whoever called the command. But I did think about just leaving your username instead of doing the wild card, because that would have been funny too. Good times. Okay, where's my phone? I have to make sure I'm not ignoring everything in the world. I have to take a short break in 15 minutes. But we're good until then. So, yeah, let's just do double-ended iterator, because I'm pretty sure I already know how I'm going to do it. And we've never done it, so might as well. I believe I'm going to be able to just use the RingBuffer iterator type. Right, I would want to, because you call iter and then reverse, yeah. So that is an interesting piece also to think about. Why did I have debug on that? That was just to debug something, I imagine. So I can also, oh dear. Double-ended iterator. Come on, LSP. Don't be like that. There you go. I know you could do it. For RingBuffer iterator. See, it's faster for me to just type. I don't know why it's so slow. No, not for RingBuffer. For RingBuffer iterator. Why would you think that that was the only option? Okay. And it just takes the type item from the iterator implementation, if I remember correctly. So that's all good. So let's see. This is the one time I think the LSP actually does do something nice for me. Yeah, right here. We have our next back. That's cool. So what do? I hit tab. Still not used to using that. Okay. Next back, option, self, item. This looks right. Okay. And then we're just going to say if self.current is ooh, how does that work? I actually don't know what Rust does. If you, this is what happens when you've worked in a dynamic language for too long, is that you don't know how proper languages actually do things. So let's just find out real quick. So let mute I usize equals 1. Okay. And then if I say I minus equals 1, why can't I type? And then I should be, what? How did that not work? I minus equals 1. Okay. 0. Okay. And then again. Okay. Right. Now, if I was in like an actual function, I'm guessing this would be a panic. but I don't know for sure how it would work in a function. How could we test that real quick? Sure, that'll work. It's one of those things that I should just know like what's going to happen, and the fact that I don't annoys me, so let's find out. We'll stick this in Rust examples. Wow, look at this. You're just trying to get that counter to go up, aren't you? Just kidding. Okay. Okay, so let's just move this. Dude, really? Emacs? Come on. Come on, baby. I minus equals 1. Oh my god. Typing that many things that at the top of my keyboard is definitely not the easiest thing for me. Okay, so we're just gonna do this twice, and yeah, see what happens, which would overflow. Okay, but are you actually gonna know that in what's this? I know that's bad cops domain. Oh, that is really cool. I didn't know that she made that. I like it. You can create redeems for first. Oh, that's cool. Will it just work? Like, if I hit connect, I don't think it's gonna like completely dox me or anything. Okay. This is fine. Successfully registered. Welcome, MetaMe. Okay. And then what do I do now that I did this? I mean, I guess I'm actually, there is an OAuth code that I just kind of like exposed, right? But oh well, it's fine. Oh, it's just there. It just automatically added it for me. Nice. Oh yeah, I just used this on her stream last night and I didn't understand like what the point was, but that's cool. That's pretty fun. So then it's just one channel point to redeem, and then that's it for the whole stream, right? Like, I think other people can. What do you mean check out that list for keybind? Did it have it like on the thing you sent? Oh yeah, okay. Leaderboard for keybind. Oh, okay. So then there's a leaderboard. But how do I get this for mine? I bet it's in the OAuth link that I just copied. Let me paste that somewhere. And it probably has my thing. No, it just says random auth code. It's already there. How did you find this? Oh, it's just on the main site. I'm so dumb. Okay. Nice. Oh, that's fun. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so then what I need to do is go into, what's it called? Nightbot. And then I can add this as first. Or no, just leaderboard maybe makes more sense. There we go. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Deanie. That's fun. I like it. Okay. I don't need to see myself every time I open up that browser now. We can move on from that. All right. Cool. An AI rendered version of myself anyway. Okay, so it doesn't let me do this, but I have a feeling that it would if it didn't realize that it was. Like it won't be. I guess we can just do it. I was just trying to figure out what conditional made the most sense here. Essentially, oh, that's right. So when we do iter, it's actually going to do current. Ooh, how the hell are you supposed to do this? I didn't even think about this. Okay, give me a second. Okay, let's try this in a Rust. Let's try this back in our Rust examples real quick, because this will also, what is it called? Main. Okay. Okay. Well, might help if I knew how to type, right? Hey, Vivax, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. We're working on a double-ended iterator for our RingBuffer that we added Iterator to last time. So I've never done a double-ended iterator. I don't know exactly how it works and whether it's supposed to be kind of like work. That's what I'm testing out right now. Don't tell me. This is part of my exploration, okay? We're learning how that works. So, for instance here, let's say I have my iter, right? And then if I say, can I just say v next back automatically and it just work? Or do I have to do like a reverse first? That's the part I was confused about. Let's see. Let e equals v.next back. Okay. No method found for struct vec integer. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong freaking value. Let's try it here. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Give me the actual error, please. Oh. Okay. Is that all that was? Okay, so you can. Next back, option AT. Okay. So let's say, let's make this a little bit nicer and we'll just print it out. print line iter.next back. Print line iter.next. What's wrong with these? Oh, I always forget that when I do print line. I probably just need to get in the habit of doing debug. That way I don't have to write format strings when I'm just testing things out. I'm still not in that habit. Okay, let's see what we get. 3 and 1, as expected. Okay, so this helps me, because that means that basically I have to translate. Ooh, how does that work? Oh, do I need to... So I would actually need to keep track of current front and current end. So I need to edit, and that's it. That's got to be it. That makes more sense. I was thinking of doing something way more complicated that made no sense at all. All I have to do is track where I'm at on both sides of my data structure. Okay, good times. Good times. We're good. We're good. We know what we're doing. We know how all this works. We're freaking pros. Okay. So, all right, Vivex. Does that sound right? Like, I'm gonna say like current front. I know it sounds kind of funny. Well, it doesn't too much. And then say current back. And then, of course, where I create my iter, I'm gonna have to change these to current front and current back. And current back should be length -1. Let me think about this. Should current back be length -1? Or should I do it where it points to the one? Okay, good deal, good deal. No, you don't need to, you know, get your stuff done. That's what I was doing yesterday. I put together a bookcase. Extremely proud of myself. I built it from lumber in my backyard. Just kidding. No, I didn't do that. I built it from the lumber found in the forest of Target and picked it up in my Dadmobile, and also known as a minivan, and brought it home and put it together. And you know, that's about my handiness for the most part. But yeah, I was watching Twitch while I was doing that. It definitely took me probably 2 times longer because I was watching Twitch, but that's okay. Okay, so the thing is, if I make current front and current back, okay, let's just try, just as a lesson. I'm pretty sure it would make more sense to do it as the one right before the end. I'm sorry, right after the end. But just as a lesson, we'll do it not that way. We'll do it -1, as if we're already on the last element. Okay, that was a lot of work to say. Not iter.length. Oh my god. Self.length -1. Thanks for hanging out, everyone that's around. We are going through this. Why are you green now? Okay, it's fine. We'll let you be green. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Ha! I gotta take a little break. I'll be right back. Like 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5. All right. Cool about DevOps. Hey, 1 second. Okay, cool. Thanks for hanging out, waiting for me. My viewership actually went up while I was gone, so I'm just kind of, you know, makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. Okay. But yeah, welcome everyone, and thanks for hanging out. And if you don't know, we're doing a bunch of data structures in Rust. We've been doing it for a while. Right now we're working on a RingBuffer and just making the interface a little bit thicker. Implementing some traits. I don't have a whole lot of practice implementing traits, so it's good practice for me, and then gives us more functionality on our data structures, which is cool. So right now we're doing a double-ended iterator, which is going to give us the ability to reverse our iterator, excuse me, and also we'll iterate from the end if we so desire. So you can iterate from the end just by using next back, or you can reverse it so that you can use it in things like a for loop, etc. You're okay. Those are all dirty. Yeah, thanks. Have our home manager here doing some laundry and other things, so taking care of the dog so that I can play with Rust. Okay, next back. So so this is going to be self.current back. So I'm not sure what happened here as far as, like, I could look, but I don't exactly understand why this is all hating me so much. But I guess we'll just continue and then go from there. We should probably just do a find and replace on all these to current front. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see, we'll do not a %s. We'll just do a s/current/current /g/g/g/g. There's probably some nice way to do that in visual mode where I don't have to do all that, but that's okay. Consider restricting type parameter t. No value. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's probably because these don't match. That's what it is. It's because... That's why. It's because I was using the T in my double-ended iterator, and I didn't say it's for T's that are debug. I don't need debug right now, so we'll just delete it and go from there. Okay, cool. Is self.current back. Yeah, so now we're going to see where we're at from the back, and then we're going to have to change our current back based on next as well to make sure that we don't get in a weird state. Yeah, that would be me all the time if I was messing with that. That's funny, Vivx. Yeah, good times. All right. If self.currentBack equals 0. Okay. Interesting. This is a little confusing. Maybe I want to say if self.currentBack equals self.current front. That might be what I want. because that means there's no more items to iterate. Oh, and then I could use basically the same thing in both. Okay. So this is why we actually want to do it as +1. And it's because it's too hard to differentiate the case where we have only one element left to actually iterate over, and no elements left. So let's change current back to just self.length. Second, Nightshade dude got it. Hey man, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we should do a posture check. I was doing a lot of leaning. Gosh, freaking postures. I finally bought a mic mount that mounts to my desk. Third, called it. Yeah, so Teeny helped me set this up. It's actually from Bad Cop, which was cool. And then I added this so you can just see how awesome, you know, try to get all the points, right? So let's see where we're at on our leaderboard now. Wow, 5, 3, and 1. How about that? I'm guessing it ends at 3rd. Like there's no 4th. That's my guess. But, you know, we'll see. Yeah, it does. Cool. Teeny knows everything. They're just on top of it. Okay, so we're gonna change that to self.length so that we can actually make this logic a lot simpler. And I'm going the wrong way, which is not making my life simpler. There we go. Okay, so instead of saying if self.currentFront is less than self.buff.length, we can actually now say if self.currentFront equals. Now I might have to change, what the hell did I do? I might have to change the order that I do some of these things in, but we'll see what happens. I think it'll just work. If self.currentFront equals self.currentBack, then I meant does not. that might help. Okay, and then we're actually gonna just do the exact same thing here, and we're good. Okay. Wrong way. There we go. Let's put in our else as none. Hey, Mr. Elfman. How do I feel about Rust after having to implement DSAs? It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm very upset. I'm very mad about Rust. And sometimes I'm not. I mean, honestly, as I've gotten more proficient at the language, which was part of the purpose of this, besides also studying, it was dual purpose. Get better at Rust, and also learn more about DSAs, and make sure that I have them solid in my head. All right, well, I say DSAs, but you know what I mean. DSA, data structures. Big picture opinion. Okay. I think that Rust can make certain things feel a lot more complicated, especially if you want to make your own, roll your own data structures, roll your own stuff. it can make it feel a lot more complicated. That said, whether it's actually more complicated is, I think, a lot more subjective. And I think it is probably a similar opinion that I have about Haskell, which I've done a fair amount of in the past. It's been a while, so my Haskell is pretty rusty at this point. I feel very similar about Rust than I do Haskell, actually, which might, make a lot of people be like, well, I'm definitely not going to do Rust then. But I think Rust in general is actually easier than Haskell. But I have a similar opinion in that it makes you think about things in advance. It makes you really push towards program correctness. And in the case of Rust, of course, memory correctness, data race correctness, all of those kinds of things. In Haskell, that's just handled by immutability. That's basically how they would handle data races. But in the end, that should actually provide, hopefully, code that is easier to deal with over time and more likely to be correct over time. So does that mean that it is faster altogether? I don't know. I'm not one to make a comment like that. But I do think that it has been, I guess it hasn't soured me on Rust. I'll say that. And I think it makes me think through exactly what I'm doing before I do it, where a lot of languages wouldn't. And then, especially as somebody that may not know everything and someone that doesn't have a CS degree, even though I've been in the industry for 10 years, and I've done all sorts of back-end development over those 10 years. It's, I forgot my train of thought, but, without a CS degree, my real point was like, okay, I may not be thinking correctly about how pointers work all the time, but because Rust kind of makes me, it also learns me things. It teaches me things that I wouldn't necessarily understand about systems programming, about pointers, all that kind of stuff, low-level programming, without that background. That was really long-winded, but that's kind of the basics. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Elfman? It's a great question, though. There are times, like, I'd say the first... Yeah, async's really nice in Rust, no doubt. Like, in the first week or so, there were times where I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm already sick of Rust, to be honest. And I just felt that way, and I was like, it's really grating, and there's probably some other language I could be using. You had pointers for a week at uni, so it's like, that week, Teeny, that completely changed your foundational knowledge and just put you completely ahead of everyone now. I mean, that's funny. That's good to know. More so on the using APIs rather than building them. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, that's a lot what we do in backend stuff too. I mean, if you're building backend web services, or even if they're not backend web services, but they use the internet, right? They make network requests. The async functionality is really nice. And I mean, let's see, depending on the type of company you work for, the amount of backend integrations you have to write for using other people's APIs is usually pretty high. At least it has been in my experience. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the questions. Vivek said Rust lets you break some rules for when the compiler is too strict, like refcell. Yeah, for sure. And don't forget about, yeah, I mean, the Rust enums are awesome. They're very good. They definitely took a lot of the good parts of OCaml enums as far as letting you store values in them, all that good stuff. So yeah, refcell is, I'm guessing you mean like a cheat in a way, Mr. Alphaman. Or do you mean like they're so cheap to use that they're overused? Probably both. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, what do you not like about refcells? I mean, obviously they're not thread safe. Obviously they have some performance costs. I don't know. I mean, learning to use them wasn't so bad, but that doesn't mean in a real world application that I wouldn't be upset with how they worked. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. Like, hey Lawnmow, what's up? Thanks for coming in. That doesn't make use of the static checker. Yeah, I mean, it lets you get around the whole thing, but it does it in a way that it still prevents, you know, data races and stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying though. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a single threaded, well, it's a single threaded arc, right? Like, to be more specific, but maybe you mean mutex in a more general sense. Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. No, you're right. You're right. No, were you saying refcell above or were you saying RC? Because sometimes when people, oh, you know what? When I read refcell, my brain was saying RC the whole time. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. And my brain just shortened that to RC the whole time, even though like just for receipt purposes here, so people know that I'm not just like pretending to know something. You know, we did a doubly linked list using RC and refcell, so you know, I'm not just saying that, you know, oh yeah, I knew you meant RC. I mean, I knew there was a difference. It's like, no, I really knew there was a difference in this case. This time I know something. But no, yeah, my brain was just totally it was like abbreviating refcell to RC that whole time. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna reread your messages now. Now that I know what you're actually talking about. Okay, in context of the actual refcell. Okay, here we go. Refcell is a bit of a, okay, refcell, yep, I know what you're talking about. Good deal. Okay, I get it. Okay, thanks for bearing with me there. Good times. Yeah, it's a great point, Leonmo. That Rust, you know, perfection can't be achieved, obviously. I think Rust has to make compromises somewhere. It's kind of like when you read about concurrency in Rust. You know, they're like, yeah, we could try to make concurrency safe and prevent all bad things you could do, but your program would really suck and not perform well. You know? And I think there's obviously the trade-offs all over the place. Yeah. I will admit ignorance in the sense that, like, I understand, like, as a general, more like a best practice, is like being fairly new to Rust, like I'm 3 months or so into the language, which obviously is the right time to be implementing data structures. You know, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, what is it? could you put shortly for the benefit of those who don't know, including myself probably, like what is it that RefCell does that cheats compared to the way that it works outside of RefCells, of course. Like I understand that RefCell gives you, you know, that mutex access and the ability, right, to make sure that only one person is mutating it. So in what way, right, I understand that. It allows you to mutate things inside RC. Oh, okay. Okay. So it enforces it at runtime. So that is to say, well, it's not multi-threaded anyway. I'm just trying to process this. Okay, I'll just have to read more about that. So it will panic inside instead of violating the rules, but if you made a bug. So basically the point is that you could actually create a data erase scenario in your program, but instead of you having undefined behavior trademarked, you're just going to get a panic. That's kind of the point that you're making. Yeah, it's good to know. I don't know if I like completely got that. Did I synopsize that fairly well? Your main point. But yeah. Yeah. Use cell instead of ref cell. Okay. From ref cell, and then inside an if statement that gets called infrequently, you call get mute again. This bug might creep into prod. Okay. Yep. Okay. Right. So that's the thing. Is like even here, there's this borrow mute. Like right here, I'm calling borrow mute on my ref cell in my linked list. Thanks, Emacs, for hiding what I'm trying to show people. Come on, Emacs. Oh no. Emacs got mad at me for yelling at it, and now it froze. Now it froze because I yelled at Emacs. You gotta be nice to Emacs, otherwise it freezes. All right. I think I literally froze my Emacs. This is a great conversation though. Here, let me switch over here while I'm dealing with the Emacs thing, so we can. Wow, my head is so big. I have a really big head. Okay. Don't provide this. Yeah. Yeah, I think escape hatches are important. That's why we have unsafe, right? Yeah. Right, except just not using interior mutability, right? And that's why we use like immutable, right? Emacs probably used ref cell. Well, I mean, it's basically all written in Lisp as far as I understand. So, well, maybe not all of it, but you know, it uses Lisp a lot. But it'd be funny. Escape hatches are part of what makes Rust useful. Another way to look at it is that a mutex that panics instead of blocks. So instead of deadlocks, you get panics, which might be better, depending on your use case, yeah? If you're using RefCell and your program can be async, just make it async and use a mutex. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are all really, really fair points. But that was what I was going to ask. I assumed that the locking functionality of mutexes would have a bigger performance impact. since you actually have to lock. But I haven't actually used arcmutex like for a real use case yet. It's all about contention. Yeah. No, those are great points. One of the things I wanted to say, like, as someone that's used a lot of different languages and has been in the industry a while, like, it is a great point to understand what's bad about a language in a way, and not to even say that that means that refcell is bad. Like, not to say that refcell is bad, but that it's important, obviously, to understand the drawbacks, the limitations, etc. And to say, well, you just shouldn't use this, you shouldn't just overuse it. The thing is, in a lot of places, people are going to overuse all the things that you don't want them to, right? Like JavaScript, great example. People use all the bad parts of JavaScript. They don't follow the good parts of JavaScript book, right? Which I don't even remember if I'd even like that book anymore. I also haven't written JavaScript in 5 years, so there's that too. And that's going to happen with a lot of languages. And having something available that has a lot of problems can still be pretty crappy. So that is not to say, oh, Rust shouldn't have refcell. That's just to say, it's a valid complaint to say, I don't like this part of the language, even if there's not really necessarily a great alternative. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you guys are pretty much on the same page, honestly. It's a good discussion, though. All right. Did Emacs? Nope. Emacs is still frozen. All right. Let's see. Let's do our favorite thing. Our favorite thing on stream. It's restarting Emacs. Right. Usually it's a code problem. And then you get back into like what makes good software, right? And for the most part, in almost any language you write in, you're not going to have good software unless you have people that understand the technology that you're using, reviewing how other people are writing in that language, right? I don't think you can get around that. Hard to get around that. But yeah, great discussion. Thanks for chiming in. Okay, let's see. We got Emacs restarted. Yay. This is where we get to write, you know, we just remind everybody. This is my ad for Emacs. Is it freezes and I restart it and then I advertise for it. Okay. Yeah, you like that ad, Lamo? It's awesome until it freezes. Oh man, good times. All right, should jump back into our RingBuffer. NVim is the true editor. All my friends are using NVim right now. All my internet friends, anyway. Vim uses Lua as its configuration language, yes. But it's not like it is, I mean, it's not like the source is written in Lua. I use Visual Studio Code. I don't have a beeper, I'm sorry. You know, this is a budget stream. I used it for 5 years or so. Well, probably not. I probably used it for more like 3. I am on Mac. Hashtag work pays. So this is, did you remap your control key to command? Oh, no, I'm not using a Mac keyboard. No, I have a Ergodox Easy. It's not a popular board in the, you know, it's 7 years old. It's 7 years old. Why does your mouse feel weird on Mac? I don't know. I don't love Mac. Let's see. So in my job before this, I had to pay for my own computer because I was a contractor. Oh yeah, they paid for me to get a MacBook though. So I did have a MacBook for a year, about a year before I left that job. But the 4 years before that, I was using a Lenovo with Ubuntu on it, and I actually was really, really happy with that. And I didn't have to config anything. It was just really, really easy dev box. And then I needed to get a new computer because that computer died, and my manager was like, if you get a Mac, I'll give you $1,000 towards it. I was like, okay, fine. So I bought like a cheaper MacBook. It's like $1,600 or something, and they paid for most of it. And then I got a new job. The reason I paid for my own equipment was because I was 1099, which is contractor. We say 1099 in the US. It just means contractor. And then I got a new job where I was an actual employee, and they paid for a top-of-the-line MacBook Pro, and that's just what they bought for everybody. I just did a sole proprietorship back then. It was good enough. I mean, I could have written off a lot more if I did an LLC, but I didn't want to deal with the complications. The taxes, they weren't so bad in general. Yeah, so absolutely I could have like been okay, but I was also kind of underpaid. If I was paid what I am now as a 1099, as a contractor, I would definitely try to do corp to corp. Because yeah, the taxes would be insane. Back then, I topped out at like, yeah, I can tell you, I don't really care. So I know this, like, I'm in the US, probably obvious that I'm American. I actually grew up in California, but I don't live in California. I've lived a bunch of different places, mostly low cost of living states, in the US. So my very first job was actually my last job. I've stayed at both companies almost 5 years each. You're still trying to find that? Oh no, I'm sorry, Vivax. I wish I could help you, but I'm not very good at Linux stuff. I mean, at network stuff. Have you tried GPT-4? All right, is that your question for Vivax? For him finding his RPI? That would be funny. Something skill issue. Yeah. Use GPT-4, man. I haven't tried GPT-4 myself. We actually use GPT at work. We use the API for OpenAI. But we are still using 3.5. Yeah. I'm too cheap to pay for GPT right now, but I'm thinking about it. I keep using GPT 3.5 and it kind of sucks. 3.5. How do you like that? How do you like that I took a version number and I decided to just pretend like it's a numeric half, like it's a half version? Oh my god, the things I say sometimes, they're pretty funny. Oh yeah, so you asked me what I got paid. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you my current salary, but I'll give you an idea of the ranges that we've gone through. So my very first job, 1099 contractor in the US, that means I pay all of my own taxes, but it does mean I get to write off a little bit more than you do as a W-2 employee. And I was making, oh, did they hire me at 42 an hour? It ended up being about 75 a year, 75K a year USD. And then I slowly worked them up to where by the time I left, I was making 105. And that's still me paying all my own taxes. So it's not as much as I probably would have made as a W-2. Yeah, it's not very good. But that was my first tech job without a CS degree. And this was 10 years ago. But it was still lower in the market. Yeah, exactly. Tax and benefits. Yeah, absolutely. No health insurance, no anything. It was not the best paying. But the remote market back then, so I absolutely wanted to work remote. And the remote market 10 years ago wasn't very good. It was not very good. So I'm not saying like that was indicative of the remote market. It was still probably on the lower side. But like where I lived at the time, Knoxville, Tennessee, it's actually where I live again. I've moved back here. Yeah, I just told you where I live. It's fine. There's like 200,000 people. You're not going to find me. I knew a lot of people that had an in-office job with a big company doing dev work. It's like all C# out here, like 90% of it. And they were making like 85K, like not much more than I was as a W-2. Yes. And they had benefits. So like total compensation, what, maybe 95K? But still, it wasn't that great. So anyway, remote market in 5 years got a lot better. 5 years ago, I got a job at the company I still work for now. And I got hired at 140K. Very happy. My previous job, I wrote Java and TypeScript. My current job, I write Clojure, pretty much just Clojure, and I'm just back end, where my previous job, I was full stack. So it was a really good move. Really good move for me. So I got hired at 140K. I got a little bump when they added me. Yeah, 140 W-2 with benefits, exactly. Which wasn't bad, especially 5 years ago. It's really not that bad in general. And I kind of make a lot more than that now through a series of events. I make kind of a lot of money. Like, people are very confused. I'm a little bit confused too. So yeah, it's cool. Still at the same company, but you know, mostly it's just been a matter of people leaving and me not, and building up knowledge about like when you're at a smaller company. Oh yeah, we're banking monies. We ain't spending it all. But life's expensive, man. Life's so expensive. I literally don't know how people in the US right now with normal non-tech jobs survive. I don't know how they do it. I have a kid, I have a partner, like, it's insane. And I still live in like fucking Knoxville, Tennessee, right? Yeah, it's rough out there. It is rough. Very rough. So yeah, I mean, we do cool things. I'm not going to talk about my personal finances a lot. Like, I mean, as in, we try to help other people out a lot. but like everything is expensive, and it's like the amount of money that I spend on a monthly basis is beyond what I thought I would ever probably make, unless I just like had a really great startup, you know. So it's pretty insane, and that's living below my means. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how expensive everything is. I mean, my rent is like, yeah, I rent. Okay, I have reasons, but like this same apartment 4 years ago was $12.50 a month, and now it's been as much. Like, it fluctuates a lot because I use that dumb auto rent software shit. Not for like me, but like for new tenants. But you can go on their website and see how much it is for new tenants, and it's been as much as $2,500 a month. So like nearly doubled. Insane. And like, you know, like Knoxville's nice, but it's not like fucking New York or something. Like I pay a little under $2,000 a month for rent. Yeah, it's true. It's insane. Definitely old money game. You're not wrong. I don't know, man. I just kind of hope it all comes crashing down. Real talk. I'm fine with it just crashing. Like, let's see it. You know. I don't know. It's wild. 1 second. Message check. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll have to look that up. I like music. I like music. I like cool things. All right. I opened it in another tab to look at later. Can you post interesting links? If you can keep links tech related, yes. You are welcome to post tech related links, but you know, that's about it. All right, let's see, Mr. Elfman. I mean, I should have said no, you can't post links until you follow me. What the heck? No, I'm kidding. Oh, weird. Thanks for the follow. Good times. AMD's latest driver has made their anti-lag feature available. Oh, I didn't switch scenes. Okay. Available for Counter-Strike 2. I'm guessing that's what that is. Which is implemented by deterring... Oh yeah, because this is Counter-Strike Twitter. Ha! Wow. Look at me understanding context. Which is implemented by detouring engine DLL functions. If you are an AMD customer and play CS2, do not enable anti-lag. Any tampering with CS code will result in a VAC ban. Once AMD ships an update, we can do the work of identifying affected users and reversing their ban. Oh no! That's so fucked. That's so messed up. Oh man. I forgot to tweet that I was streaming today. Oh well. Thanks for the follow, Patrick. Alright. We should tweet out that I'm still streaming because I've got a little bit of time left still. We're making friends with Iter and their friends at both ends. I just wanted it to rhyme. And we're doing a double-ended iterator, so it makes sense. twitch.tv/enemy. There I am. And done. Okay. It's really important because I have a lot of followers. 459. I have a lot. Okay. I don't even know what knitter is. I'm kind of a boomer. I quit social media for a really long time. 4 years. That was a really long time for me. I recently got on Twitter mostly just from a streaming perspective and to, you know, like chat with other people that I've met through streaming. Oh, that's so nice. Read only Twitter front end. That's cool. One second. Partner message responded. Okay. I already kind of talked about this earlier, but I don't think most of you were here. So I use Twitter now because I will not go back to doom scrolling. I literally just like click on people's accounts to like I always go to my profile and then I go to my following list and I click on people's profiles. like a total boomer. So yeah. Yeah, Twitter used to be good. Now it's not in a lot of ways. But, you know, some people really like it. And if you are one of those people, shoot me a follow. Yeah. Yeah. The Fediverse. I've heard of Fediverse. That's cool. I feel you. I mostly am not on I'm kind of like a post-only Twitter user just about, so. But, you know, if you have a cool profile and I think it's interesting, I'll probably check it every once in a while. That sort of thing. Okay, what were we doing? We were doing a double-ended iterator. Felt like ages ago at this point. There it is. Okay. I know we're probably gonna have to update our iterator, but nice. Okay. This should work. And then we're going to say let current actually, because we're one after where we want to do it, we can just update current back to minus equals 1 and then go sum and self dot buff current back. Okay. Let's see why I'm wrong. Oh, I didn't do self.current back. That's why I'm wrong. All right, cool. That might work. I mean, I think this code is fine. I just need to think through this because I haven't changed it since changing my RingBuffer iterator thing. If self.currentFront does not equal self.currentBack. So in our first example, our current front is going to be 0. We know it's not going to equal current back. We're going to go through and take the current front of 0 and return it. Now let's say if we have a RingBuffer with 4 items, self.currentBack is at 5. If self.currentFront, let's say we're at that last item, self.currentFront should be 4. And then Yeah, that should work, right? Because then we add it. So actually, I don't think I need to make any changes. That conditional just works on both sides. Nice. I like that. So let's try some tests. So let's do this here. We'll just do a new one. It'll make it easier. Let new I2 equals r.iter and let's just start with a test of reverse. So if I say I2 rev dot nth 0. Oh yeah, it might help if I actually did an assert, since we're like testing. That might help. Assert EQ sum, and what's the last thing? It's going to be that same 5.5. It's kind of boring if I just keep having the same thing. We could probably change it. Lots of mistypes. Okay. It's saying it doesn't need to be mutable, which is true at this very moment, but we'll see if we pass our tests. Okay. Works as I would have expected. So let's just try first before we do the reverse. Let's say I2 next back. Now this should actually be 5.5. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I do dumb stuff like this all the time. It's just how I roll. Alright. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. And then that should change this to our next element, which I don't remember what it is. Oh yeah. I probably haven't been using Rust enough to know that they've long enough to know that they've made it a lot nicer. I mean, I'm very happy with the errors it provides me most of the time. Cool. That works nicely. Now, I guess what I'm wondering... So reverse isn't a mutation, it just... How does that work? Does it consume? It would make sense that it consumes, right? So like, I'll get an error. It's not act. Oh my god, I'm really gonna have to start you all over again? Effing Emacs today. There's some Rust plugin, or it could be the LSP, because I haven't used an LSP before I started using Rust a few months ago. I've used Emacs for 5 years. Honestly, I've almost never had it freeze on me, but there's something in the Rust toolchain that gets into the state, and I can like move some shit around, but it won't actually let me fix it. It's because it isn't Vim. I mean, in some ways, sometimes it's like it is just easier to just go to a new editor, and I might. I mostly started using Emacs because of Clojure. It's kind of de facto, and I don't have this problem editing Clojure files. So, yep, you're right, Teeny. You're right. It's my dual purpose emote. It's to say, yes, I use evil mode with Emacs, and also Emacs is evil sometimes. All right. Come on, Emacs. You can do it. I'm still gonna do, I'm supposed to do this compile with source thing, because right now I'm just using a pre-built binary, and I probably just need to compile it myself, but I haven't done it yet. I was gonna do it soon. Come on, are you actually alive? You are? Great. But yeah, so far we've done a lot of talking and a little bit of coding, which is no problem at all. Yeah, I was actually just saying how it's going. I didn't even see your message. Let me see. But yeah, we had like a bunch of discussions about RefCell, some other Rusty things, and that's probably been the majority of the time. But I think we have our double-ended iterator working, which is cool. We can now reverse, we can do next back, and let's see if Emacs is gonna hate me when I'm at this exact spot. I'm actually gonna do this anyway. And if I say I2 next, let's just do this, because I'm pretty sure, I wanna see, yeah, okay, that's what I was hoping. I was just wanting to make sure I understood how Rev works. Rev consumes the iterator into a new iterator that's been reversed. Yep, okay. That's what I expected. Cool. And then let's just make sure our next and next back logic actually work. For that, I'm probably just gonna get a brand new iterator. So let's do that. And this is just to make sure that collisions aren't a problem. Let me scroll up so I can actually see where we're at. Push fronts. Okay. Right. So if actually, let's just go to the third. Yeah, let's go to the third right away and say sum and 8.2 i3.n3. Okay, and as long as that's correct, I think, yeah, cool. And then when I do sum and 5.5 i3.rev dot, actually I just want to do i3.nextback. First try, absolutely. I mean, everything I do is first try, right? Okay, that looks good. And then I should get a none when I say i3.nextback. And I should get a none when I say i3.next. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied that it's correct. I mean, obviously it's not every single case, but I'd say it's almost certainly correct. It's not bad. So yeah, cool. 1 second. Let me just message somebody. Make sure Foxy has water. Okay, cool. It compiles, right? So that means it works. Yeah, that's cool. So double-ended iterator. Done. There was something else I was thinking. Oh, it was just moving the unsafe things. I don't know if I care about that too much. Maybe we should implement debug for, like, do a custom implementation of debug for RingBuffer. Learn how that works. Vivax was talking about that the other day. Why is my mouse being weird? Oh, are you kidding me? Please. No, just my mouse isn't working in Emacs right now. That's fine. I guess it's gonna really learn me something. I can't even use my mouse. Alright. We'll deal with it. Yeah, adding the Rust toolchain to Emacs, it just made it worse and worse, honestly. I'm not necessarily blaming the Rust toolchain. We're making friends. Absolutely. We're always making friends, Ali. All sorts of good friends. Friends with traits. Friends with character traits. Okay. So I guess I'm just going to do this here. We'll do this. Yay. It took a long time, but it worked. Impl debug for RingBuffer T. Okay. Let's do this and that. How are you today, Allison? All right. So Vivax tells me that there's really nice things we can do here to make this. Rust Analyzer is slow, isn't it? For me, yeah. I understand this is not necessarily the common experience. Now, to be fair, it's possible that it's not Rust Analyzer that's slow, and it's actually my completion at point plugin that's slow. But I did just update it. Like, Corfu is the one I'm using. It's, in general, what's recommended. But, like, let's wait for it. And we'll wait for it. And we'll wait for it. And it finally came up. See, by the time I'm, like, totally done waiting for it, that's when it comes up. It's really exciting. Yeah. Look at this. Now, it could just be my system. Yeah, a lot of... Hey, PM Walls. Good to see you. A lot of people have complained about this. Now, it's possible that it is Rust Analyzer, but I just restarted Emacs twice on stream. You also missed at least one of those, Teeny. So, I mean, I should have these fresh... This fresh connection. So I'm not sure which one's slow, or if it's my machine. It could actually be worth trying out. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, Helix. Not because I necessarily want to use Helix. Yeah, I mean, you know how small this project is, Vivax. It's definitely not project size. Not because I want to use Helix as my daily driver, because I don't know if I'm ready for that in the sense of I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it has all the things that I really want in my editor, but because it has that like first class Rust support, it would probably rule out whether these performance problems were my system versus my editor. Does that seem reasonable? Anyone like, yay, that makes sense. I agree. You should try that. So maybe we'll do that. I'll have to look into how annoying it is to change keybinds to at least be Vim-like. Yeah, that's the thing. Like before I started doing all this DSA stuff, I was working on a project called Atomic Server. I didn't write that. Obviously, I'm a noob, but you know, like I was contributing to that. And so that was my other question. I was like, oh, is this just because I'm working in this project? Is that why it's so bad? Now, that was why compilation times were so bad. I mean, my comp times on this project aren't a problem at all because I have 0 dependencies and there's, you know, like 5 files with very, you know, what, maybe 100 lines of code tops each. So, Lapsy. Saying it's VS Code like is not a selling point, Lonmo. I'm using Emacs. What makes you think I want to use something VS Code like? No, I mean, I have no problem with other people using VS Code or anything. I'm not going to make fun of people's editors. But yeah, I don't know. Lapsy isn't ready for production. I think I'm just going to use github.dev actually. It has plug. Can I recommend something that has plugins? I'm interpreting your statement as, can I recommend something that has plugins? Hey. No, he's out there. I don't know. Give me a second. I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. Why doesn't he use NeoVim? It's always a good question. Yeah, that's true. That's... Like, I use Vim keybinds in Emacs. So, like, that's kind of the thing. That's, like, my blocker for Helix. It's, like, it supports them, but you have to reverse things. And I'm also only, like, 2 months into using Vim keybinds. Switching from Emacs keybinds. And, that makes me not want to use Emacs. I mean, use, Helix. But I want to know. I want to know if it's just like my system like lagging so badly because I'm streaming, because this is a problem that the regulars know about, versus other things. Yeah, I could just like actually analyze things, but I don't know if I'm up for that. Classic. It's a great suggestion, though, Allison. Lapsy has LSP built in too. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I guess if I made a CLI request to Rust Analyzer, that would also tell me, right? Yeah. Optimization can be a big rabbit hole, but usually after the startup time, Emacs isn't the slowest thing in the world. But on stream, it certainly has been. So I don't know. Oh well. So I've got about 15 to 20 minutes left. Yeah, let's try to get this format done. That would be cool. Just like a nice format that tells us like our length, I wonder if we want to print out our capacity. Well, Rust Analyzer has a CLI though. I swear I just read that it had a CLI, but maybe I am getting my wires crossed and it actually doesn't. I thought there was a CLI tool where you could make... I thought Rust Analyzer gave you the option of using a CLI. Rust Analyzer, CLI. I could be just like... Sometimes I read things and then I like mix them all up. And so that's definitely possible. That's what I did. Okay, so it's a library. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I probably made it up. It's certainly possible. Classic. That's very me. It's on brand. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I would be freaking out. I hate when that happens. Just use a CLI tool. I don't see what the problem is. I mean, we could get into... I mean, that would be kind of a cool thing. I mean, I could do this in Emacs, but if I did go the NVim route, Yeah, that's fair. If I do go the NVim route, I could probably like get into like low level debugging of like performance stuff, but really, as long as it was faster than Emacs, I probably wouldn't care. Honestly. Realistically, I'm probably gonna get into my NeoVim arc pretty soon. The Emacs arc may have ended. Rough. Okay. Yeah, good times. Okay, so I could do something naive here, but apparently there's really nice things in Formatter, and I've just never even looked at them. See, that was fast. Why was that so fast? One of us. Yeah. Well, Dylan's been pushing me pretty hard. He's like, come on. You know you just want to use NeoVim. I'm like, I don't want to because everybody I know does right now, basically. But yeah. It's that problem. I can still hear NeoVim config. Yeah. Let's see. Pad integral, write string, write format, write char, debug struct, okay, debug tuple, debug list. That seems right, but how does this work? Okay, whoops, I messed up. I forgot that my keybinds don't work for that. Let's look at this. No, don't give me the error. Tell me what this does. List like structures. Okay, this looks promising. Okay, examples. Ah. Oh. Ooh. RingBuffer. I think I might just do a find and replace in my file actually and change it all to RingBuffer because I think that sounds cooler. RingBuffer. All right, I won't do that, but thanks, Allison. Okay, so debug list. I already forgot how to use it. I was just looking at it and I already forgot. Okay. Debug list dot entries dot finish. Okay, cool. Okay. Debug list dot entries dot finish. And I know I have to pass the editor. I just haven't yet. Okay. And then am I really just gonna do this? I need to delete my semicolon. I don't know. I think this is just my brain, Allison. I think it's my brain all the time. But yeah, I feel you. That's nice. That's so easy. Once you've done your iter. All right, Vivax, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about this. This is very nice. This is what I did earlier so that I didn't have to go through all of that. Isn't that nice? Oh, just that the formatter has so many nice utilities on it, and writing a debug for my RingBuffer using the list formatter was just like so easy. You like that manual counter? Oh yeah. This was just like my, let me do a really dumb check about like to see that my iter is working. Oh yeah. You like it. You love it, Lawnmow. Don't, you know you love that test. I'm leaving it there because it's too good. No, we don't want that. We don't want iter.enumerate. I wanted to know. I know about enumerate, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something dirty. Plus, I mean, I could have just done iter.enumerate and set I to that, but I wanted this little assert out of it. There are other ways. I'm not arguing that there aren't other ways. I actually wanted to see that it was printing all the elements in the right order and everything, because I didn't have this nice debug thing. I'm still leaving it there just as proof of my amazingness. That's what I'm calling it, by the way. I'm calling it my amazingness. Oh shit, what did I just type? Oh yeah, we were in an eternal loop. Absolutely. It was awesome to see that. See, that's the fun thing about printing out stuff like that. Print debugging, right? You just get to watch that eternal loop happen on screen in your terminal. There's no better feeling. All right. Debug i3, and we'll just put it there and there and there. Wait, yeah, that's fine. We'll put it here too. I love print debugging. Absolutely love it. Why don't you like this? Oh, is it because... Oh, right, because I don't have debug on my actual iterator. Oh, well, that's disappointing right this very moment. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, well. Okay, since it's an iterator itself, what's the right way of doing this? If I do derive, will it do the nice thing for me, or should I implement the debug trait for this? Like impl t debug debug for RingBuffer iterator t. Do I really have to put a dumb lifetime annotation even though I'm not going to use it? I guess I do. I guess it makes sense. Well, I'm going to leave it off for now. It's going to be basically the same, except I'm just going to pass self. Will it do it, though? Will it do the nice list thing, though? That's what I'm wondering. Will it know that it's an iterator and thus do the nice list thing for me? Oh, really? Okay. That's what I was wondering. It should use the debug of your fields. That's true. That's true. Will it blend? All right. Let's try this. Derive debug. Okay. You're happy with that. You're now not happy with this? Oh, is it because I'm passing i3 instead of and i3? Disappointing. All right. Let's do this a reasonable way. Debug. Come on, what is it? It's debug this one? Yeah. And then slash. I want to say it's and. Wait. No, that didn't do the right thing. It's this. Okay. This slash and. That and? Wait, why can't I do a literal ampersand? Slash and. Wait for it. What don't you like about this? What? Oh man. Double backslash the and? Maybe. Oh wait. Backslash. Nope. Oh man. I just didn't want to have to type it out. But now it might not even. I was trying to be so cool. And then this happened. And it made me look very uncool. What's wrong with this? I could multi-cursor it, but I'm not that cool. That's the problem. Fuck it. Alright. Not what I meant to do. Okay. Oh, I'm dumb. No, I don't like that either. I don't like that either, actually. All right, the problem was typing a literal ampersand was painful. I know this is kind of dumb. Oh well. Place cursor at next occurrence of selection thing. I think that would require a plugin. I can do multi-cursor, you know, like on contiguous lines, but I don't know how to do that on like non-contiguous lines. Yeah, exactly. What editor do you use, Lanma? If you don't mind telling everybody. Oh yeah, we have capture. Let's go over here and look at the glory of no capture. Cargo test, no capture. Oh wait, I need the dash first. Okay. Are we all Lapsy users here? I think so. I think we're all Lapsy users. Do you say Lapsy or just Laps? I'm not sure. Or Lap K. It's a hard C. Oh, might help if I just ran it for my one test. What is it called? Iter tests. Cargo test. Iter tests. Yeah. Or you changed it and you forgot. It's hilarious. Okay. That's much nicer. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's my manual print debugging of all my elements. All right, and then let's get down to where we're actually debug printing. Make sure that we look good here. We start there. That looks good. This looks good. 298. Yeah. Okay. And then we call nth3 on it. Okay. Where are these other debug prints coming from? Okay. I don't know where we call nth3. Where do we do that? 297? This doesn't look right. Oh no, the buff. Well, okay. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm being silly. I was looking for these to change with the iterator, but all this is doing is, of course, printing the fields. But at least we see how nice our debug is for our actual RingBuffer. That looks nice. Okay. So let's do this. And for our iterator, I'm going to go back to a manual implementation because what I want is for it to show me. Oh, that's not going to be good. I would have to do like a self.clone, but I can't do a self.clone. Oh. No, I don't think this is going to work. Darn it. I wanted it to be just like the other one. But if I call next, if I do it like the other one, it almost certainly is going to consume the iterator. So that's not going to be nice. Like at first I was thinking I can just do this since self is an iterator. And then I'd be like done. Well, it might help if I put it actually in the function. That might be nice. Oh no, I have two cursors. Which one is actually right? Okay. Okay, this is what I was thinking of, but and mute self. But that requires a mute self. Yeah, okay. Wait, no, I'm thinking something different. Hold on a second. Entries, I. Okay, why don't you like this? What's your actual error? Let's find out. This is, yeah, it'll show up here. Okay, consider dereferencing self. Okay, I can probably do that. But then it's still mad at me. Oh yeah, it is because... No. Hold on. Cat build? Okay, not quite. Expected lifetime parameter. Okay, no, that's fine. That is what I was expecting. I forgot that I didn't do that. But you still don't like it. You're saying that you don't think that this is right. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm passing it a reference to self. And otherwise I'd have to like copy it or clone it. In which case I'd have to like have TB clone. I mean, I could do that. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just not doing something that's very rusty here. I just wanted to print out what was left in my iterator, but that's not really working. I don't have slicing working yet. What do you mean on the RingBuffer? Yeah. So I can't slice on the RingBuffer because the elements are not contiguous. Assuming that's what you mean. That's okay. It was a try. We might as well still, since we have that. No, like deriving. I mean, we can at least look at the current front and current back and know that they're right. I was just wishing that it would print out the elements as well, and I felt like that would be really nice. I could do it manually, but that sounds annoying, so I'm not going to. It's very, very, very me, for sure. It's annoying. I'm not going to do that. All right. Good deal. That's okay. We saw it move. Current front and current back did change. Okay. So what did we do? Not cargo. Get RingBuffer, DoubleEndedIterator, and Debug. Yeah, we could get by index and it would be really easy. Yeah, we already did index. So I could easily do it. I just don't feel like it. It sounds annoying to me right now. You know, that's me. I don't feel like it. But that's okay. I'm glad we did the debug. It looks really nice. Thanks for the tip on that last time, Vivax. And yeah, I think our ring buffer is looking pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else to it. I was going to do an iterator for a linked list, but I'm thinking I just want to get into trees. I might regret not doing an iterator for a linked list, because doing an iterator for a linked list will be a lot easier than doing an iterator for a tree. And I probably could have used that understanding, but we could always go back and do it after we get our tree implementation done. I might just start with a binary search tree. I haven't completely decided. But binary search trees in general aren't insanely hard. So I think that would be pretty fun to do. So yeah, I should probably head out. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for the chats. If you don't already... There, I wrote it for you. Okay, let's do this real quick. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, we'll do this real quick. All right. That's really funny. All right, let's see if it just works first try. And you already see 2 mistakes. You had your chance to do first try, Lawnmow. I'm just messing with you. I should just run Rust format on this, but it might not actually work because, yeah. Oh no, it's because I'm dumb. Hold on. I'm being dumb. Let me get this inside a function. Whoops. I was doing so good with Vim motions, and then boom, one thing throws me to the top of the file. All right. Pound, is that the thing that brings me back to my last edit, or where I was last? Is that what that does? I always forget that one. I always forget it. Oh, I see where it is. Okay. Why don't you like this function? Oh my god. Okay, I thought Emacs froze. Really? You're not going to tell me what the actual problem is? Okay. You think formatter will work? Let's see. You're right. It worked. Thanks. Okay. Now what do you hate about this? You still won't tell me. Thanks. Of course I didn't write it. And let's go here. Oh yeah, it's because I'm using F instead of format. Guessing it's just this, because that's what we did up there. Okay. All right. But you're still not happy with me. What do you hate about it? I didn't need the test output. Config. Oh, I didn't implement. I mean, I didn't delete my derives. Okay. Now we have a real error. Okay, so we got that. And then what do we have? Let's see if I can read. Arguments to this method are incorrect. Expected done. Debug found type parameter T. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that T as debug. That's on me. I got it, Lawnmow. I noticed it first, before I even looked at chat. Alright. Of course, it's your code, so it's also fair for you to be like, no, please fix this part. Alright. But I wrote the part that wasn't working, to be fair. Yeah, I bet. No. List B dot finish. Is finish supposed to be what's returning? Yeah, that returns a format result. Oh, it takes an and mute. You're right. Let mute. Oh, okay. This mute. Okay. So that's got to be mute. Ooh. Might have done it. Might have done it. Hey, look at that. All right. This function has been graciously donated by twitch.tv/lawnmow. There we go. Cargo test, no capture. Yeah, let's find out. All right. We ran our, oh, hold on. Let me just go up. There we go. I can't ever remember what the heck my test is called. That's looking good. Hey, this is correct. This is correct. I like it. I didn't choose the best. I mean, we're not seeing it go down, but this is what it's supposed to do. Beautiful. That was basically first try, Lawnmow. That was basically first try. All right. Did I ever actually make that commit that I was in the middle of before you did that? I did. Okay. Get cm RingBuffer debug for iter by Lawnmow. Yeah, exactly. Good times. That was fun. Thanks for that. That's cool. Yeah, I just didn't want to go through it. I know I could have done it, but I just didn't feel like it. So there you go. Now you got your attribution. Attribution is important. Yeah. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you don't follow me, why aren't you following me? I mean, I'm amazing. No. If you don't follow me, this is what we do. This is what we do, man. Mans. All the peoples. I'm from Southern California. I call everybody dude and man. Don't take it personally. So yeah, we'll be back. I think with trees next. That's gonna be fun. I think it'll be cool. We'll see. I think I want to do. We probably can get. Even got the heart pop up in almost NB flag colors. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that was really close to the NB flag, wasn't it? Love it. Very cool. Yep, we're gonna box all the things. Binary search tree. We shouldn't need any of this controversial ref cell malarkey. We should just be able to box all the things, so it'll be fun. Thanks so much for hanging out. Let's see if we can raid somebody before I go. Okay. We could raid. I have been linked to that, but I didn't actually read it. Classic me. I have an odd approach to learning, which does not always include reading tons of books necessarily. I kind of go back. I try things and then I go back and read about them, and then I try them again and go back and read about them and then try them again. It has been the way that I have learned Rust so far, and it's I think mostly served me. But yeah, I've got it open and it's on my list to read. I just finished going through the Rustonomicon completely. Yeah, no, it's very cool. It's very cool. It's a very cool book. I'm really glad to know about it. It's a great suggestion. I actually read the whole Rustonomicon, and that was really cool, very helpful. And then I went back and read a couple select parts of the book. I think I'm basically done with that because I never read the book. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I just realized that there was something that I really wanted to learn more about, but I forget what it is right now. It's open on my phone, I'm pretty sure. I think we're gonna raid Trash Puppy. I have just recently followed them. Oh, macros, you're right. I do want to learn more about macros. I haven't done proc macros yet. I recently followed Trash Puppy. Hopefully they're not terrible. No, she seems fine. She seems good. Last time I said assembly in another stream. Oh, yeah, I might have. Oh, yeah. So I am... Oh, right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Your project is basically a big proc macro. Nice. I don't see anybody or super want to raid besides Trash Puppy. I've never raided her before, so might as well give her a raid. She's learning how to code. She doesn't have a coding job yet. So, you know, let's support her in her endeavors. So I think that's what we'll do. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the follows. And we'll be back on Sunday. Almost definitely. I have a dentist appointment on Monday. It's terribly sad. So probably won't be Monday. So we'll see what happens. Oh, wait. Did she really just say bye and then she's like leaving right now? No, she's saying bye to a viewer. That's hilarious. A little posture check before we go. All right. All right. See you guys.